One. All right, Jane. Here we are back at it for episode 4.0 of our pilot series for the Sisterhood. Today happens to be October 12th, which is Victor Albert Randall's birthday.
Sure.
Don't ask me how old he is because every time I ask him, he tells me a different age, and he always thinks he's older than he actually is. Do you happen to know?
You want me to tell you how old he is? Because
Yes.
he fucking stole my birthday, so I absolutely know. He's 2 years minus a day shy of me.
That's right.
My birthday's tomorrow.
Correct.
So he is 43, and I'm turning 45.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm right, both 46.
Yeah.
Am I?
But
No, I'm 40. I'm 47.
Yes, you are. Because no. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 45. So you turn 40. You turn 46. You stay 46 until I turn 45. Then you turn 47 before I.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Because I was born in 78, and it would be an odd year for me to be an odd number. See, I don't even know my own birthday. But Jane,
I lost all of year 43 because Olivia kept telling me I was 44, and I totally fucking believed her. And then when I turned 44, I thought I was turning 45, and somebody, maybe Terrence, corrected me because he was like, no, I'm not, you're not 45. And I was like, huh. And I did the math, and she thought it was hilarious. I lost all of 43. I didn't even have that year.
Wait, so Olivia purposely did that or accidentally?
No, I'm quite sure it was on purpose. She's an evil genius.
Oh my God,
yeah.
That mastermind. P.S. What do you think of my Rockstar glasses?
I love them.
I got these in Nashville. Also, I do have to show you this fit check, but I might change my pants because I'm going to... Oh, by the way, I want to ask you how your week was, but first I got to tell you about my outfit. So Sophia gave me this badass. I can't stop wearing it. Like, I want to wear it to bed. And then I got this corset top when we were in...
Back up more. I can only see this much of you. And now there's Jen's ass for everybody to see. Okay. Oh, it's nice.
See the
I love that.
top? How
Yeah, it's cute.
And then, but this jacket, she was sleeping on it. Like I'm like, girl.
She didn't know what she had.
Comfortable, stretchy. But I'm not sold on the black jeans yet. I'm still thinking through that. You like the black jeans with it?
I like it. Yeah, I think it's a cute outfit.
Okay.
Well, you could have worn that too when we went and saw Joan Jett and Alanis Morissette. That would have been like such a sweet outfit for that.
Very good. Yeah, rock star outfit.
Because I feel like that screams Joan Jett.
It does. And I'm going for rock star.
Or like Pat Benatar or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's who I'm going for.
Yeah. Okay, well, nailed it.
Okay, awesome. How was your week?
It was good. It was long, so I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's the weekend. I just needed some time to recharge. But took Bentley to the dog park last night because he had a grooming appointment this morning, or a spa day. And so we were at the dog park last night, and Bentley, was living his best life because he loves the dog park and he loves the other dogs. And so he had met some pup friends, and he was just out there doing his like fake fighting thing and chasing each other around and all that good stuff. And then he was pretty exhausted. I think we had been there about a half an hour, and he ran the whole time. Played hard. And we haven't been going, like, we used to go 3, 4, 5 times a week just to let him run because he had so much puppy energy.
But then there's that dog cold going around, so you had to stop taking him.
Yeah. And it just was like, got to be too much, and I was dealing with some stuff, and so it just got to be too much. But while we were there last night, he was living his best life, and I could tell he was getting tired, and he drank like half his water, and he was, getting exhausted. Mom was sitting in the car watching, and this lady and her daughter, who was older but acted really young, so maybe I'm not sure if she had like a disability or what, but she wanted to come in so bad, and her dog was like, kind of looked like a French bulldog, but it had long legs, so it was like a tall one, but not too tall. I mean, it still belonged in the small dog side, but it was like very aggressive at the fence line with the other little dogs in there. And so I was thinking, like, she's not going to bring that dog in here because clearly he is not comfortable to be in the dog park with all these little dogs.
Please say she didn't.
Oh, no, she did. And the guy, when she came in, you could tell she was nervous. The little girl wanted to come in so bad. And so I was like, let the little girl come in, but keep that dog out. And so anyhow, they're all they come in and this guy who's sitting by the fence, and you might remember him from the Halloween party, but his dog's name is Poker, which again, some people might go right to the card game. I go right to the fact that he always tries to rape my dog.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, inappropriate name. And also,
name
get
is
your dog
Kelly.
before I do, because I will yoke up someone's dog. Yes, I will.
Yeah,
and so,
and I've witnessed it. Actually witnessed Jane do that. But anyway, and yoke her own up.
Bentley has a harness. So I will just pick him right up with a dog hanging off him and just shake the dog off.
That's what I witnessed.
We're done here. Yeah.
Who was that dog? Elvis?
It was, yes. And let me get to him. And so the little dog comes in or whatever, and the guy tells her, oh, it's okay. You got to put him down. If you act scared, he's going to be scared, and then he's going to act out. And I'm thinking, like, I don't know.
Not a good idea.
I feel like maybe we're baby steps. Maybe have him on the fence line for a couple weeks, see how he does before we try that. And so she brings him in, and Bentley's over here behind me, like kind of toward the gate. And this dog, there's like a little group of dogs, and one of them is one of those dogs that's like in Lady and the Tramp with the spaghetti scene with the little fluffy ear.
I love her.
And he runs, like sprints right to the little group of dogs, and he grabs that dog by the head. And he's like viciously shaking it. And the dog mom is having a heart attack. I'm screaming Bentley because that dog, also the hell dog, is named Bentley. And so I'm screaming, no, my Bentley, my Bentley. And I'm looking and I can't find him, and I'm in a full panic, and I turn around, and my sweet baby angel is waiting over by the fence, sitting down like, Mom, are we going to get the hell out of here? Because clearly all hell's broken.
Oh my God, was that dog okay?
She was pulling her dog. The guy who told her to put it down
had to get involved.
Son was trying to get the other dog off of her dog, but it had it by the ear, and it was just the saddest thing. And so I picked Bentley right up, and we were out. I was like, take care, good night, guys. And we waited at the car. So when she came out with her dog, I said, is he all right? I'm so sorry that happened. And she's like, we come here all the time. We've never had that happen. And he's okay. He's not bleeding or anything. He's just scared. And I'm like, I'm terrified. I don't blame him. It was terrible.
Why do I want to cry right now?
It was so sad. I mean, and that dog was just in there, just living his best life, just playing. And this mean dog comes through and I can't tell if the mother was super scared. And I know that animals
doesn't help.
Tend to ramp it up when they are with somebody they know can't protect them. And so I feel like that was part of it. And then the little girl who looked like she was like 13, but acted more like 7 or 6.
Yeah.
Was like running around screaming and flailing her arms and like just having fun.
Yeah.
But I think that also kind of
got the dog.
It was just too much. And I was thinking, like, who thought this was a good idea? And I was looking at Poker's dad like, you're dead to me because you put my dad first. And don't come over here trying to chat with me now because we are not friends.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, you're dead to me. And so, but also Elvis, who I forgot his name, and he's a little chihuahua. And sometimes he's in good shape and sometimes he's not. But I saw Elvis's mom, and I don't want to hold a grudge against people. But when you see my mother, who has very clear limitations when it comes to moving around, bring my dog in there so that I can go for a walk. And she adores Bentley, but can't yoke him up like I do. And I will go over and pick him up in a hot second if I feel like something's going on that I don't like, or I feel like he's not comfortable. And so
she took advantage.
She did. And I will never forget that she laughed and joked about her dog trying to rape my dog and called him the pool boy. And so yesterday when I saw her and little Elvis was making his way over, and I was thinking, say pool boy one time, I dare you, bitch.
She wouldn't say it to you, Jane. Your energy screams no. She said it when you weren't around. And my mom didn't want me to tell you, but and we actually had a conversation and we're like, nah, we shouldn't tell Jane this. But then I saw your face and I was like, I have to tell her.
My list.
And mom gave me the worst luck. She's like, what happened to not telling?
Well, I will just say, she is on my list. Every time I see her, I'm like, I dare you to say pool boy. I dare you.
Yeah. No, I know. I do have a funny dog park story with Buddy, my first heartbeat that I was ever responsible for.
Yeah.
So I had just had Blake. We were at the James Island County Dog Park. We took Buddy every weekend. It was one of our favorite things to do when we lived over in West Ashley.
Yeah.
That's outside of Charleston for anyone listening. And they have a great dog park, and there's like water, and although I am scared because there are gators as well, but still, Buddy loved going here. So we got Buddy when I was in January. I was having Blake in June, and it was fresh after Blake was born. So it was like, but he was still a puppy, like 1 year, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, here I am carrying this 2-month-old infant at the dog park. My dog's living his best life, running around, doing his thing. And he actually really was well behaved then because we were taking him all the time. So he was socialized with other dogs.
Yeah.
I'm walking. I'm in the middle of the dog park. All of a sudden, and there's a million dogs there. My dog comes sprinting. I was thinking, sure shit, he's not going to run into me, of course, right? No. Takes me out at the knees. I'm holding my infant up in the air as I'm flat on my fucking back.
Yeah.
Hook me out at the dog park. But I saved my baby. And I did yell at my dog. But I really wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So did we talk about the fact that it's... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I really do love taking him there, and he loves it so much because he's so social. But man, I'm telling you,
I do have a fear. Everyone has to, there's so much trust that goes into bringing your dog to the dog park because everyone's got to have, you know, a dog that can behave. And also they have to be responsible adults watching their dog. And so it just takes one asshole to ruin it. Not that I feel for the mom because I'm sure my thought process is the daughter probably really wanted to go. So she was trying to do something way outside her comfort zone because she clearly was terrified.
Yeah.
And then it didn't work out in her favor. So
I'm just saying though, if Bentley was ever growling and I mean, when I tell you this dog was growling in a way that was so scary, just through the gate, I was thinking like, no way in hell she's bringing that dog in here.
Yeah.
And when she did, I just picked him right up because I was like, oh no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And so, but then when she first came in, I'm not sure when I set him down because when she first came in, he didn't beeline it immediately. It was like he was kind of over there smelling a little bit. Bentley wanted to get down. So I walked him way over and then I said, put him down. And I said, we're going this way. And so he did. Bentley knows. He reads my cues. He knows what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And man, when that dog beelined past us, I just was like, and that's when I lost sight of Bentley for a minute and I almost had a heart attack because I was like, oh my God, where's the dog? This dog's like trying to wrestle and hurting the other dogs. And it was crazy.
When you first told the story, I had goosebumps. Like
I will say this morning when I took Bentley to his spa appointment, he doesn't love it. We talked about this last week, but a couple weeks ago maybe, but he's going to be so super cute and smell so good when he comes home. But so his groomer today's name is Rissa, which I thought was such a cool name. And her birthday's today. So she shares with
Victor. Oh, nice.
Yeah. And she has a pit bull, but her pit bull is allergic to grass and chicken, just like my boy Bentley, who gets his allergies.
Yeah.
And she also has a son whose birthday is a month from her. So her son is November 12th. And I said, Olivia is September 23rd. So she's not a month from me, but I always say she was like my best birthday gift because she came right before my birthday.
Aww.
So it was just funny. We just had a lot of stuff in common.
Yeah. I feel like last week when we were talking, you had met a girl that you had a ton of things in common with. Oh, when you were shopping with mom.
Oh, yeah. I do bond with other dog lovers now. I didn't know I mean, because we haven't had a dog since high school. And so, and I've not had one because of my allergies.
How long did I tell you needed a freaking dog in your household?
It's so much responsibility though. And it's so much. And so I just kept thinking like, we're not going to be home enough. And I was working downtown and I was like, it's just too much. But I can't, I don't even know what it's like to live without him. I can't even imagine.
Exactly. And you could have been living with a fur friend. Actually, lesson here is just listen to your big sister. She knows what she's doing.
Obviously.
She's got her shit together.
That is the lesson. It is. That is the lesson. My friend said to me one time, dogs make us better people. And I was like, They do. She's so right.
She's so right.
Yeah.
I mean, the love that comes out of them, even though I just had to force Boise out of my office because she would have whined the whole episode. And now she's pissed at me because she gave me the yawn when I walked her to Jeff's office. She sat down real quick and then she goes, and that's her, like, she opens her mouth and like fake yawns. And that's her when she's pissed off.
Yeah.
So she was pissed. But we just did yoga together, which she loves. So, I mean, girl, you got your time.
Yeah.
Jane, random question generator.
Okay.
What's the best thing that can happen in the first 5 minutes of waking up?
For me, I would say for the last couple of years, probably, I would say feeling rested. Like, I can't remember what
Ooh.
it's like to get a good night's sleep and to wake up and not be tired. Like, I feel like I wake up yawning, I go to bed yawning, I live on coffee and caffeine because I just can't seem to figure out
Get
how
enough
to.
sleep?
Well, it's not even that. Like, I wake up a million times a night still, and I think it's been really bad since my surgeries, but I did go on, because I lost so many hormones in the first one, and then I lost so many hormones in the second one. And
Yeah.
so I feel like although I am now on like a patch and a pill and another pill that I have to take every day to like hormone replacement,
Yeah.
my numbers are where they're supposed to be, at least for the thyroid one. But I don't feel like it's actually where it's supposed to be because
Yeah.
I still wake up a million times and I'm just tired all the time. And so
Yeah.
I think probably the best thing that could happen for me, I don't remember what it's like to wake up and feel like, oh, okay, let's go get this day going. It's more like, oh God, okay, let's try to drag myself out of this and get moving. So
I
that
think
that would be pretty great.
I feel like you need to add some meditation to your or that yin yoga. That's how I do my meditation is through that
Yeah.
yin yoga that we did with Jeff.
Yeah.
I think we were with Jeff. Yeah, in your garage that day.
Yeah.
That I feel like that has helped tremendously. You can either do it before bed or when you first wake up, but either way, it does what you need it to do.
Yeah.
I find that it helps me learn how to quiet my mind, and that's something
Yeah.
I've struggled with my whole life. And I actually feel like I've made a transition this year,
Mhm.
where, and I go back to March because I was having a really rough time in March. There's just a lot of shit going on, and I got
Yeah.
through that, and I was meditating, doing my yoga the whole time, and now I don't know. I've got this switch that's just telling me like I just everything will work out. It always does. Why am I stressing in the moment? Why am I not being able to turn my mind off when I
Yeah.
absolutely do not need to focus on the shit that's in my mind right now? I need to let that go. And when I can't, I do yoga because it
Yeah.
forces me to like breathe through it and stop. And I
Yeah.
feel like I've gotten a lot better. I
Yeah.
still have room to grow, but okay.
Yeah.
So my things for the first 5 minutes of waking up. I love when I get a huge hug from Jeff.
Yeah.
I love when my fur babies are like literally Bowers in my armpit. Boise, when she could get up in the bed, sleeps between my legs, and
Yeah.
Bloom is on the other side of me, all three of them touching me. Unfortunately, poor baby Bronx, the big dogs and cats don't let her in the bedroom because they're like, not your area yet. So she sits outside on the couch, and it's so sad. But my first thing to do with her in the morning is to take her outside when it's still dark out because she loves to be outside right when the sun's about to come up and she can see
Yeah.
the sky. And like we stand out back, I put my feet on the ground to ground. I look up, I say my, morning gratitude, my universe, Mother Earth, good Lord above, little prayer that I like to do every
Yeah.
day. And she does a figure eight through my legs with her tail and hugs me with her
Yeah.
tail for
Yeah.
about 5 minutes, and then she goes
Yeah.
on and I go in the house. So
Yeah.
I would say all of that, because
Yeah.
even that, when I do actually get outside with her, that's still within the first 5 minutes of waking up.
Yeah.
And that's when I do my gratitude. And I feel like that makes the day the best. And actually lately, I like can't sleep past 4:30, and
Yeah.
I feel like grandma. Remember when grandma was always up at 4:30 with her toast and
Yeah,
her.
but do you also remember that Graham stayed up till 10? When's the last time you hit 10 that you weren't at a music festival of some kind?
Oh my god, I'm so worried about today because I have been up since 3:30 going
Right.
for it. Like I've
Yeah.
gotten so much shit done today. And yeah, we're at a music festival tonight, and there's no way I won't be tired towards the end. Jane, I love to be in bed by 7.
I know.
And
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
a
I was thinking about this. It's totally off subject, but two things.
yeah.
One, I absolutely love Bentley in the morning. Well, every time I leave the house, leave the room, close the bathroom door before he sneaks in, he throws a parade when he sees me. So I love him. And
Aw.
in the morning, we have this whole routine that we do where I scratch his back and his butt and his, other face and his ears. And we talk about his whole everything. It's like, oh, I'm going to get your ears. Oh, I'm going to get it. So, and he loves that. And then he runs and gets his sloth and he loves that. Like, he just is such a breath of fresh air in the morning. And I say that I adore my child. Like,
Yeah.
I literally think I was born to be her mom, and I've said it 100 times and I'll say it 100 more. But she is not a morning person. And so if you're looking for shiny, happy hugs, I miss you, I love you, mom, any of that, you're not getting it.
Not
So
happening.
Bentley is such a nice morning
You
wake
get
up.
that from him.
Yeah, because he
Wait,
definitely.
can we go back to you scratch his butt?
Oh yeah, he puts his little butt up in there. It's like where he can't itch himself, and it's like it's not really his butt. It's like the back of his little
Okay.
back.
Okay.
But
I
he
just wanted to
can't.
clarify for the
Oh,
listeners.
appreciate that because ew. No, but I call it his butt when I scratch it because he can't reach it, and so he tries so hard and he makes this little pig noise because Shih Tzus have like
Yeah.
breathing issues, and
Yeah.
so he can't reach it. So I always scratch that part for him, but it's like right above his tail.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
hilarious. I believe I've seen your routine.
Yeah, he sticks his little booty up in the air. It's the cutest thing, like waiting for you to
Yeah.
scratch it for him because he can't reach
Wait,
it.
that just reminded me of something. Because sometimes when I go to your house, we'll have like a night like where we do a true sleepover and I crash
Oh
in
yeah,
your bed.
yeah.
And that's when I witnessed it, but it made me think of something else about your daughter, who happens to be my
Oh
niece.
yeah,
So I remember when she was like early teens,
yeah.
maybe. And I was at your house quite a bit, maybe through
Yeah.
COVID. It was COVID.
So that was probably the gallbladder time.
That was the gallbladder situation.
Yeah.
And so I just remember you and I were going to have a sister sleepover and we were going to like watch movies or whatever.
Yeah.
Get in bed. I wake up to my niece climbing in between the two of us and freaking elbows me. Or did she punch me? She did two things, and I know it was on purpose. Even though she tried to act like she acted like she was sleeping, she was not. She intentionally, yeah. There was definitely competition on the nights that we had a sister sleepover because Olivia wasn't freaking having it.
No, Olivia, and she's about as subtle as a freight train. So
yeah, exactly, not subtle at all.
no, but yeah, she did. I just saw a picture came up on my like memories or whatever the other day, and it was like the day that I got home from surgery and from my gallbladder surgery. So that was like during the pandemic. That was 2020, and I had been in the hospital 10 days, and so her mom was here. It was before you came in the first time and stayed for like 6 weeks or whatever. And she slept on my floor. She wouldn't sleep in the bed with me because she was afraid she would hurt me because I had like, a lot of stitches, 40 or whatever.
Aww.
She was like sleeping on the floor. She wouldn't leave me at all. And I just was like, so because that's Olivia. Like she doesn't always, it's not in her personality, I don't think, to be like super verbal about it, but she does things like that, like where it's like,
actions.
She definitely cares about me.
Yeah, exactly. See, there it is.
Moms of daughters out there know. Sometimes it's hard to tell. But then other times, like last night,
the trauma for me to witness moms and daughters.
Yeah,
literally. Can we tell that story?
Which one?
Can we tell the karate kick story?
Yes, but first, I was just gonna say, oh shit, I lost it. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you got to tell it because you tell it way better.
I'm sure I had it, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, the karate kick story?
No, you go ahead and tell that one.
So, all right, but I can't remember. Oh, I know. All right. TMI, but I get one per episode. Me and Olivia synced up. Let's just put it that way. So it's totally different cycles, but when you sync up, you sync up. So I had no idea.
Also, wait, can I just stop you real quick?
Yeah.
And say, Jenny, during that time, not pleasant. Olivia, during that time, not pleasant.
Not pleasant.
Okay, go ahead.
Not pleasant at all. So, okay, so that shit happens. So just imagine we're not being very pleasant. But Jayne, wait, I got to get to the part about, okay, so
you were early because you synced up with her. So you ended up.
Yeah, which happens to me everywhere I go.
Already was an issue. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You have to tell, because now I can't remember the details.
What? Of why?
Of why I came down karate kicking.
Oh, I think it was just a normal mouthy exchange with me and her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't anything specific. It was just, there's a certain time of the month where anything that is said in my direction has a very aggressive tone to it. And so
And I witnessed it.
We were in that couple of day period.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And I witnessed it. And then you were downstairs and I came downstairs.
I think you tried to talk to her about it. Like you tried to like subtly give her like a, hey, maybe lay off your mom for 5 seconds.
Yeah. Like my sister, because remember big sister energy?
Right.
Didn't go over well. And all I know is I came downstairs and this is my feelings about why I think the good Lord above gave me voice, because I literally think I can only be the one queen bee in the house. There can be no other queen bees in the house.
No.
She's definitely the queen bee, and I just came downstairs and I had to get the energy out.
I mean,
and I was karate kicking and
no, to just paint you a little picture. Arm out, full on leg kicks to the ceiling while she says, I will kill her. 2 seconds later, she was crying about how much she loved her. But in that moment, Jenny was full on going to kill somebody. And I
felt the rage. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side, she was such an angel the first 2 weeks I was there because, again, we weren't on the same, we hadn't synced up yet. But, man, that really, to all the moms with daughters out there, including my own, I don't know how you do it. I literally could not have my feelings hurt.
Yeah.
Every single day of my parenting life, I could not have that happen. And it's definitely game on with the girls. Maybe not all of them, but the ones I've witnessed for sure.
And I think what it is that there's like this, like, I love her so much, it physically hurts me.
Yeah.
Like, but then there are moments where when you love somebody that much, the things that the little digs or the little comments or the little snapbacks hurt, like cut like a knife. And so for the moms of daughters out there, I just, applaud you, because we just keep coming back, because at the end of the day, that's what we do. But man, some days are tough and other days are like, how did I get so lucky? So it's just that balance of like, it's such an extreme one or the other. So anyhow, just
so it's crazy because being a mom of boys, I can honestly say I've never experienced that. Mm-hmm. However, last night, me and Jeff were sitting out back around the fire. We had our first old fashioned. Beth Butler, shout out to you. Old fashioned, the needy. And we were sipping an old fashioned, enjoying the sunset. The dogs were out there. All the cats were out too. Everyone was out in the back. And Brody and Sophia stopped by. And we got in a conversation about, I don't know what actually brought me there, but apparently the sinking, just my normal cycle. Brody was like, Mom, I knew when to stay away. He's like,
I'm sure he did.
You're welcome, girls, because guess what? That means he knows for you too. You're very welcome.
Also, last podcast when we talked about how Olivia might be your daughter, you're about to settle as a freight train, just so you know.
Am I?
Yeah.
Give me an example.
I mean, I'm going to sell her. But I think for me, I mean, mine is more, after you have a hysterectomy and you go through immediate menopause, like in 48 hours, you realize that hormones can make or break you. And so in all my girl life, I don't think I realized how much they can break you. And I just remember like everything made me cry or rage or couldn't sleep or freaking eat, or I was sweating.
I figured out why I was so hungry, because my cycle changed and it did it. I was starving. That should have been my sign, huh?
It is. Well, it's both insane and amazing. The human body is amazing.
Well, that's the thing. I always try to think about it because, it goes on for pretty much the majority of our life. I always try to think about it like, hey, my body is freaking amazing, period. Like the work it knows to do, but also it's like a rebirth every month. And I feel when you come out of it, you feel great. And I am actually thankful for it. There are people that, struggle to have it. And I was one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You're going to hold strong to the end too, John.
That's right. And I'm going to continue to hold strong. I'm going to just I feel like I'm synced up with the moon too, by the way. But anyways, it's a whole nother story. And P.S. Full moon on the 17th. It's coming.
Yeah.
So get your manifestations
Are
ready.
you gonna do one of your moon rituals?
Hell yeah! I haven't missed. I haven't missed. The only freaking one time that I didn't see the moon when I had to do my moon ritual was the day we chased it with Mom, when she loved to just, what's this called when you like,
I can only see part of you for some reason.
Oh, okay.
The way we're setting, or
she teased me about the fact that she'd already done her moon portal.
Oh, when she said, "Oh, I already did my ritual."
Yeah.
In the video you're talking about?
Yeah.
And that was hilarious.
The best part of that whole video was Jeff, because his eyes were Jeff knows me so well.
Yeah.
She knows me too. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you were knee deep in, I mean, we were literally driving around Snellville looking for a place to see the moon. Like, we ended up in a Burlington factory parking lot right there. Obviously, this was going to go well. Yeah. And I'm out there with Bentley on a leash trying to walk him around to any of the little tiny like tree spots that they had curbs around that he could pee on, because I didn't get to take the walk because we had to find the moon. And then you decided that the moon roof was your portal to the moon. And so you were standing up through it. And then when it got time, and Jeff's recording the whole thing. And so when it got time to actually come around to us, Mom chose that moment to make it funny. And Jenny was not here for it. And it was hilarious. I was dying laughing inside. But I did not laugh on the outside. I still did mine through the window portal because it was closer to me and I didn't want to climb through the roof.
Yeah,
but, yeah, there's just a time and place. Remember, I actually like the one where we did it in the driveway. Me, you, and Mom.
When we were the witches of Snellville?
Yes, and I accidentally blew out the
almost lit the ground on fire.
Right, and also I dropped some what is it, the incense that you burn, and I dropped them, and Bentley was trying to eat them, and they were hot ash, and it was like what a clusterfuck, but it was hilarious.
It was hilarious. I actually watched that video on occasion if I need a good laugh.
I think it's funny. Eventually, when we get our like YouTube channel and stuff, we'll have to post those too, because they're just funny videos.
Oh yeah, they're hilarious. All right, Jane, so what are any conversations or information that have made you think this week?
I was talking to my friend Laura from high school. You know her, Laura Weller.
Yes.
And, we were talking about podcasting, and she was saying, that we should do episode recaps of like true crime or TV shows or something like that. She just likes our.
Oh, I love that idea.
And I was thinking the same thing, because I love those and I listen to them all the time, because sometimes I just don't have enough time to actually watch TV. And so I listen to those episode recaps because I can listen to the information from the documentary that I want to watch that I don't have time to watch.
Yeah.
Or whatever, or I listen to it when I'm working out, or if I'm going for a walk, or if I'm cleaning or whatever, I just put my earbuds in and listen.
I love that idea. So, let's add that to our season 1.
Made me think from a different perspective. I was like, that might be super fun to do. So we would just have to do fun shows.
And my buddy Anthony, who, by the way, shout out to Anthony Cook because his birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Anthony. So he suggested too that we open up an email account for the Sisterhood so that people can email us topics they want to hear or stories, they want to share or whatever. Yeah. So actually I talked to Jeff about that this morning because I've hired him on to help us.
Oh, nice.
And
sorry, how's he being paid? No, don't tell me. You already had to run.
Nana, I'm sorry. But so anyway, he is getting paid. Let's just put it that way. But he's like, I'll manage an email account for you. So he's going to help me get one set up and then also monitor it and feed us the information we need from it. So it's a family affair.
That's right. I love that.
All right. So I have been on this. It is tied to Peloton, but it was also tied to TikTok micro learnings that I love to do. And there was a psychologist on TikTok that I happened to catch, and I forgot her name. But anyway, she talked about living in a scarcity / fear-based way of thinking versus living in an abundance / gratitude way of thinking. And how our natural state is to be in fear-based. And that actually has to do with survival, like evolution, survival, all that kind of stuff. And so that's humans' natural state. Yeah. But because we don't really have, I mean, there's always things to worry about if we really want to focus on that, but we don't have as much to worry about now, obviously, as we did when we were hunting and gathering. Right. And so the better way to live is through gratitude and abundance, meaning like having the faith in, for me, the universe, Mother Earth, good Lord above, source, things I can't even understand beyond me, all that. But knowing that I just truly believe in that. I cannot explain why. I just do. It's like a knowing. And the older I get, the more I know it. But even when I look back at my life, I've always had this, but I didn't know how to like realize I had it. But I had signs of it. Like, for example, I went through a kick and when I was a young mom, younger, and I was painting full moons everywhere. Like I did my stairway with a full moon. I think I mentioned that before. Yeah. Yeah. So literally I have had a thing about the moon forever, but I just never it never came out like for me to acknowledge. So but long story short, I truly in the deep pits of my soul know that everything always works out because there literally isn't another choice. Like it always works out. And also I believe that, you know, and I say this all the time too, like talking to Graham or Buddy, my dog that passed away, I physically know they're not here, but I feel them. Yeah. And therefore I believe in the fact that I think energy never dies. I really don't. Yeah. And I feel like the higher you keep your frequency, your vibration, that is living in abundance and gratitude. And I feel like it works for me. I definitely, one might call it luck. Someone else might call it perspective. Yeah. But shit works out for me. It does. Always. It does. Yeah. I just have to own that. But anyway, thinking about, you know, being more the scarcity fear versus abundance gratitude. So basically what I've decided to do is when I notice myself having a moment where it's fear-based or scarcity, meaning not enough. And I have like the whole toilet paper thing, trying to get toilet paper during COVID, which was impossible. Like that was an example where it was like living in scarcity, like the fear of not getting it. But then people were not thinking about their neighbors and taking too much. So now nobody else had it. And it's like, you know, if everyone just chilled a little bit and shared, we all would have had toilet paper. Right. I don't know if that's a great example, but
I think it is, but, and to a different extreme, some people bought so much so they could sell it at high price and
not taking care of your neighbor. Cause that's not taking care of them either. Yeah. Yeah. Like it's greed. It's gluttonous. It's fear-based living because ultimately, not that people can't stock up on things. I don't mean that at all. I mean, I understand, Jane, if you look in your cupboards, you're always fully prepared for, you know, 40 rolls of paper towels to disappear at any moment.
Well, first of all, I use a lot of paper towels, so that's fair.
Yes, you do. Yes.
Second of all, no, but I do always like when the pandemic hit, and I can say for me, it wasn't fear-based. For me, it's like my organization. Like I have rows of things and they have to be to the end. And so that's my non-diagnosed and unmedicated OCD. But I will say when the pandemic hit, we were good. Yeah. I didn't need to go buy anything.
You're right. But you weren't the one going in stockpiling when other people couldn't. No. Yeah. Right. And it's So when another time that happens to me where I get like competitive kind of about dumb shit like that. An example would be, and I'll tell you, it'll happen today because we'll be at the festival and I'll see hopefully Arrested Development. I cannot wait to see them. Bye. Me and Jeff are going to have so much fun. But anyway, obviously going to buy me an Arrested Development shirt. And so this is what I find happens to me. So this is where I could pay attention to it. I see the shirt I like, and even though there's boxes of them, I have to immediately get in line, and like I have to beeline to the shortest line so I can make sure I'm going to get there first, so I get to my size is still available, you know. Right. And it's like, Jenny, take a freaking chill pill, girl. Like it's not that serious. Like I get anxiety over it. I'm competitive. I will fight for the shirt. I won't really, but like I feel that. Yeah. So anyways, I'm going to pay attention to when I'm in moments of fear-based / scarcity mentality, I'm going to write it down so that I can see the patterns of when I'm doing that, because I want to, is eradicate mean erase? Yeah. I want to eradicate that from my way of thinking. I do not want to think like that at all anymore. I feel like it lowers my vibe and I don't need that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good goal.
Yeah. I think so. I feel like it's something I want to pay attention to it because I want to get down to the root of it and find out why, I do that. And I also just want to simply be in gratitude because the other thing I know for a fact, just I don't know how I know, but I do know, is that there's always something to be grateful for. It's just, even in your worst moments, like, some of the shit we were experiencing this year, even in our worst moments, there was still something we could find or look at that gave us a little bit of joy in the moment.
Yeah.
We met that nurse that literally, I think her birthday was October 17th, and you guys lived on the same road at one point randomly.
Yeah. She used to live in this subdivision. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys had a very similar birthday, maybe had the same middle name, and she used to live in the subdivision that you're in the 80s.
Yeah.
When it was new, so
well, 90s, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
whatever.
yeah,
but
before it got built out and huge and much bigger than it is now, and
But it was like a moment of like human connection in a really dark moment, in the bigger picture, it was.
And that would seem less of a big deal if the hospital that I went to wasn't in Atlanta. The hospital I went to was in Athens. So it was a full hour drive out away from the city.
Almost 90 minutes, honestly.
But that's where we got there. For my oncologist. Or oncologists. But so that's why it was so weird.
To live in Snellville in your neighborhood and have the very similar I don't know, everything was.
She literally lived on my street. Like that was crazy. Yeah.
That's insane. That is so insane. All right, Jayne. So Taylor Swift song focused lyrics this week.
Yeah.
Have you been thinking about it?
Yeah.
Okay. What's yours?
Well, are you going to say what they are?
Oh yeah. So we did Delicate off Reputation.
Yeah.
This is for the best. Hang on. Let me get my mic. You say yours because I know you don't want to sing it, but I have to sing mine.
No, I was just going to go off yours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I kind of divided and conquered because there's two sections that I really love. All right. This ain't for the best. My reputation's never been worse. So you must love me for me. Okay, let's pause there before I tell you the second.
Okay.
Set of lyrics I love. Think about what she's saying there. This ain't for the best. My reputation's never been worse. So you must like me for me.
Right.
Aw.
Yeah. Sad.
That's so lonely. I'm sorry, but
Reputation was like a low point in her life. I mean, that was when she was going through all that stuff, and she, that's when she first went through all the Kanye and Kim stuff, where they called her a liar and all that. All that whole drama was the Reputation.
Yeah.
Reputation. So it makes sense to where it was, but it is wicked sad. I thought about it because I think her lyrics you can relate to on so many levels because what she's talking about, that totally makes sense as to why she wrote those words. But for other people that might just be going through like a low point in their life and maybe they're single or they're like, whether it be career or health or financial or whatever it is, you just don't feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
You might not be able to believe that somebody could see you differently than you're currently seeing yourself, see all the pros that you bring to the table when you have cons that you feel. So
it really chokes me up.
She really, she does. But that's how I thought of it, was like, it could be that's why so many people relate to her music, because it can be,
Well, this part of the song, is it cool that I said all that? Is it true that you're in my head? Because you know that it's delicate. That part of the song brings me back to being like, I don't know, 15 with a crush, and it's so delicate. You want it's kind of like her So High School, where she's like, they're in that crowded room, but she's hiding.
Yeah.
Because just being in that delicate, fragile state of like where you like somebody, but you don't know if they're going to like you.
Yeah.
And, you know, you want to be around them, but you don't want them to notice you, but you hope they notice you. And it's such a dance. And like, I don't know, kids have it tough to, you know, to get through that. And
especially now with social media, because, you know, bullying in high schools is such a big deal. And it always has been. But when you add the social media piece to it, like if
that
you
never goes
make
away.
yourself vulnerable enough to tell somebody something like that, and then they choose to use it against you, it can then follow you for a lifetime if they do social media damage with it. So it's,
I
think that's like our kids have it different than we did in that way, that like,
yeah,
we didn't have to worry about it will follow us for a
the
lifetime
long-term ramification.
outside of our memory, because we all have those cringy moments where you look back and you're like, oh God.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Thank God it's not like on a record for a lifetime. It's just in my head and one of those things I cringe about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So I know you mentioned earlier, I think you haven't been watching much TV, but podcasting. Anything good you're listening to or watching?
So I have some guilty pleasure podcasts that I listen to, and like, so the show, I don't know if you remember this show, but it's called Sister Wives, and it's about these 4 women.
I couldn't watch that show because, I'm sorry, I'm not fucking sharing my man. That's just not in it. And I'm no judgment to anyone, but no. And stay away from my man.
No. But what I find fascinating about it is the women and the way they've grown up and what they think and their thoughts, what they're teaching their kids and all that kind of stuff is probably more where I come in. The other part is, no.
I know.
But
and Cody, really? I'm sorry.
Such a But what's interesting about it is it's like on season 17 or whatever. I can't watch the show because it's too cringy for me, but I can listen to the recaps. And so, and I've a couple of different people that do recaps on it that I just find hilarious. There's like a husband and wife who do like some Sister Wives podcast. There's 2 sisters who used to do it who stopped, and I wish they didn't because they have the best, like they're hilarious. And so I love listening. So I was listening to that this morning while I was getting ready because it's just an older episode, but the 2 of them, I find them so amusing, and I wish that they didn't stop doing it or that they did other shows, just because I think they have they just have great conversation.
See if they have an email for their podcast and reach out to them.
Yeah. Well, they had put something up that I think earlier I think it was either 2023 or early 24, that they had to stop due to like some family stuff coming up, and they just didn't have time to do it anymore. So,
okay.
I'd still listen to I'm glad their old stuff is still out there because I still listen to it. So I was listening to that today. And I just think they're hilarious. And a lot of the stuff they say is exactly what I'm thinking, and they just say it, which is what I would do.
So they're your people.
Yeah. So I do find them hilarious.
So I've been sleeping to this podcast called Awaken Radio because we sleep with a fan on and an air conditioning unit going, and I still sometimes need words in my ears to put me to sleep. Like, ask my kids, anytime we watch a TV show or I have something on and I am sitting down, I immediately fall asleep.
Yeah.
It puts me to sleep. But what I find is, I used to listen to crime, but I was waking up with anxiety. And so I switched to high vibrational frequency music or podcasts that are about, like, you know, UFOs. Or this one, Awaken Radio, is just about how to like manage your energy, basically. And so specifically episode 132, expand your capacity to receive. So I know I was talking about scarcity versus abundance mindset, but also there's a notion of being okay with receiving, you know, where a lot of, especially women, and I would say you, Jane, might fall into this category. I think I'm a little more, if we want to call it, selfish, but that sounds like a negative word, so I'm not going to go ahead and call it that. But I'm good with receiving. I'll receive all of it. Please send it to me.
Yeah.
But I think there really is something to say about caregivers. They're not always women because I happen to marry one, but, you know, feeling like they don't get to receive because they're always giving, but you do get to receive. And so this lady was more of a in her early years,
Yeah.
did not realize it was okay for her to receive. So she was always giving to everyone, but never getting in return. She didn't even care about that. But when she started to realize that, like, oh, it's okay if I too am taken care of or given and receive. And she started to change her mentality. Anyway, she does a whole episode on that. And it aligns with the scarcity abundance thought process. And honestly, I've been waking up having the most vivid dreams that I remember this week. And it's been a long time since I used to always dream and remember every detail.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the last like 5 years, I haven't been doing that. But this past week, I dreamt so many times. And I remembered, me and Jeff actually both had a dream that the streets flooded. My dream, we were in a kayak and it was me, him, and Blaine. And there were literally in Charleston, humpback whales coming near our little kayak. And anyway, I wake up and I tell Jeff about the dream. And he's like, I just dreamed about flooding. But he didn't go into detail, so I don't know his exact dream. But I also had a dream about my good friend Blair. Shout out to Blair Brown. But she is amazing at organizing. And so in my dream, and I wish I remembered who the ladies were that were with us, but she organized a women's retreat, and she like had us like going through the woods and picking up sticks, and we were on the beach. I don't know. We were all over the place, and like she had organized the whole thing, and we had all these fun activities. And anyway, I woke up that morning and I texted her and I sent her the episode and said, you have to listen to this because this was what was playing when I woke up and I dreamt about you.
Wow.
So, anyway, yeah. So if you have an opportunity to listen to Awaken Radio, specifically episode 132, I feel like it's a good one. It's a game changer. Okay, awesome.
My list.
All right, promises we made to ourselves last week. I was going to do 3 days of yoga.
Yep.
And pay attention to my food calories. And I did figure that out.
Yeah.
And I did get 3 rounds of yoga and one being this morning. You were going to...
I was just going to give myself grace on, being critical of myself and the healing journey and allowing myself some time to just not be perfect or try to be perfect. Because
do you think you succeeded?
I mean, I think I can do better. I think it's going to, like I said last week, I think it's going to be a long term. I just think that's just the stage of my life that I'm at right now. I just have to recognize that I can't, no matter how much I try to control or push things in the direction that I want them to go, that's all I can do. And then I have to sort of let go of it. And so that's really hard for my personality type because I'm used to, if I work hard enough, I can make something happen. But there's certain things I just can't control and I just have to let go of that. So I feel like I'm trying and it's going to be a process. But I do think in terms of my exercise, which is still an ongoing, like I just feel so much better when I exercise, even if it helps me relax. It's stress reliever. It's like all the things. And I think it just helps regulate me a little bit. And so I've been doing really
100%.
good that I've been exercising every day. And cousin Kim had a great idea of the 3 of us being on a text strand and sending each other workout selfies to like hold each other accountable to keeping up with our goals. And I love that idea. And I've been we've only been doing it a couple days, but I have been doing it. And so I'm going to keep doing it. Because it does help hold you accountable and reminds each other that we're all in the same boat in this. But
I do. I love that.
I was just going to ask you, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was
no,
just
you're
going to
fine.
ask you though, did you see the the Facebook Messenger that Megan Greenwood sent us?
I did. I love her.
I thought that was hysterical that she, and also she is not wrong. Our phones are always listening because we signed up for that podcast thing and now I'm getting like a million like, oh, sign up for this podcast thing. I signed up for how to get your income level down for college stuff for Olivia because I'm about to start doing all the FAFSA stuff for her.
Yeah.
And now I'm like getting every commercial that comes up is
it's
about
an algorithm.
Yeah, it's now. Yeah. And it's so annoying.
Exactly.
But when Megan, sorry, not Greenwood, Carlson, when she used to be Greenwood.
Formerly Greenwood.
Yes,
yeah.
When she sent that, what was it? The
possums.
The opossums are the possums. When she sent that, I was like cracking up because that is
And
exactly
not just one, but two things hit her Facebook feed or whatever she was
that
in.
was very informative. That guy was very informative. And he said they don't attack and they don't generally bite, generally. So I still think there's a chance. But
I mean, they have to bite if they have to bite. And I don't blame them because they don't have much to, fight back with, literally. But
I just thought it was hilarious that came up on her phone for her. And I thought it was sweet that she reached out and that she enjoys the podcast. So yay.
I know. Thanks, Meg. That's awesome. Jayne, I think if you have it in you this week, you should, when you are feeling you're not giving yourself enough grace, you should write it down.
Yeah. That's fine.
So you could actually measure how often you're doing that, and let's see if we can get it less and less.
Yeah.
So for this week, and I already kind of mentioned it, and it ties back to the fear-based scarcity, I am going to pay attention and write down anytime I notice myself thinking in a fear-based scarcity mentality instead of abundance and gratitude. And I'm going to write down the date, time, and what the situation was, so that I can actually gain some knowledge on it and insight and see how I can maybe tweak it.
Yeah. I can't think of stuff that I do, like fear-based stuff that I do in this moment. I'm sure I do, but I just can't think of anything. But I can think of, like, I don't remind myself to be grateful enough, or like the gratitude stuff. So maybe I can focus on that too, like just reminding myself to be grateful in moments. Like I was really grateful this morning because I almost didn't fit my workout in, but then we did. And then I got Bentley to his grooming appointment on time, which I'm pretty sure they just called that he's ready.
Good, because we're almost done.
Yeah. So he's gonna look like a new man. But
I can't wait.
Yeah. But anyhow, I do think I can try to remind myself the gratitude stuff. I think I definitely could be better about. So I'll get that from you. I think mine are probably going to be, I think if I come up with something new every week, I would rather have it be a little bit more of a routine. So for me, I think I'll do, I'm going to keep the exercise thing is huge for me. So I know I need to keep it up. And I'm going to try the gratitude and grace thing. Keep the
ones I'm doing, I am keeping up with. Like, for example, my yoga, that's a minimum of 3 times a week. That will carry on. My workouts are daily.
Yeah.
On occasion, I'll take Sunday off, but a lot of times I like working out on Sunday because it's like I can do it when I want, and nothing else is waiting on me. Yeah. All right. So motivational quotes. You got anything?
I do. They're not long this week, but I do have. I saved a picture of it so I could just pull it up real quick. Okay, so I have 2. This one just comes up every once in a while on my timeline, and I've shared it with people when they were going through stuff, but it just says, I thought about quitting, but then I noticed who was watching, and it's a meme, and it has a lion and a lion cub. If you can, whoops.
Yep.
Wait.
Boom.
Yeah, if you see the little lion cub down there.
I saw,
That always reminds me of like on my worst
day.
The
example.
She's watching everything I do, even though she acts like she's not. She says she's not, and she says she's nothing like me, except she's just like me.
I know. Believe me. Yeah. I know. Except for she's also just like me.
Also just like you. But we're a lot alike sometimes.
We are. Yeah.
It depends on the scenario, but yeah. But the other one that keeps coming up, and I share this with people too when I know they're going through a hard time, it's a picture of an arrow, and it says, an arrow can only be shot by pulling it backward. When life is dragging you back with difficulties, it means it's going to launch you into something great. So just focus and keep aiming. And that one, for
girl, that's what my fortune teller told me this morning on TikTok when I get the random fortunes.
Oh my God.
She said, I've been sitting in the arrow being bent or pulled back.
Yeah.
And I'm about to shoot forward into big things. Every fortune I had today talked about the fact that we're about to blow this shit up with our super successful podcast.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And the numbers, all of it match. And I'm like, don't you just know it? Can't you just feel it?
Yeah. I love doing it. It's enjoyable.
Exactly. And that's part of what I follow like a million different fortune tellers and card readers and whatever on TikTok. And the other thing was that it not only is it going to launch, but that we're going to enjoy every minute of the ride. And so even the work feels like fun.
Yeah, it does.
Speaking of the work, and you mentioned it a minute ago, my friend Renee sent me a message this week to about that podcast opportunity to learn.
Yeah.
So Jane and I did sign up for that, and we're going to do it Tuesday night. I think it's at 8:30 Eastern because it's 7:30 Central.
Yeah.
But an hour of our life, and if we take one thing away and can improve our process, then yay, we're winning.
Hopefully she can help me, because she's talking about, like, we bought the microphone and then it didn't work right, and I didn't barcode in time to send mine back, so I'm stuck with it. But I'm hoping she can help me with, because I do think I have a little bit of a sound issue with my laptop that I didn't have on my phone, but I prefer my laptop to my phone. So I do want to see what she says about the sound. And then, some other questions that I have. So I'm excited about that too. I think we're going to learn some stuff.
Me too. We're going to get our learn on while we're launching our super successful podcast. And then we also need to strategize when we're going to start actually filming for our true season 1 with our actual podcast that, will be slightly different than this, but I think close. Do you agree? Close.
And I'm hopeful that after we do this and we get some more insight into how to, get up and running, that'll be the time to pull the trigger on, let's just do 12 episodes and then put them out 1 a week.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, that sounds good.
And then we can start bringing on guests, which we talked about, which I think will be super fun too. And
yeah, I'm trying to talk Cousin Kim to give us one practice round with having a third person.
Yeah,
so we can figure out the technicalities behind that.
I'm not saying this is 100% a given, but maybe if you fish out their most embarrassing moments, she'll be in. She can't say no.
I know. That's 100% on the list of what we would be talking about. I mean, that call could go.
How many times when we were growing up at every family dinner was it like, who wants to tell most embarrassing moments? And that was always Kim asking.
Exactly. So yes, let's make sure that's it. That's what the episode will be about. Then
we were like, how many do you have?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know. Oh God, that girl is so funny. Her. That's going to be a lot. Her. That'll be a fun episode.
Yeah.
All right. So I had one quote. My girl Christine with Peloton, I did an endurance ride this morning, and I thought this was fitting. So she was talking about how she's the one that did the I am, I can, I will, I do, which is my mantra that I love to repeat when I'm in hard shit. But she also, it was right before she started working for Peloton, and she was in a situation in her current state career at that point where she knew it was not something she wanted to do long term, and she needed to figure something out. And so she was at the beach or something, I forget where, but she found a piece of driftwood, and it was calling her name. She was like, I have to do something with this. I have to carve something in it and display it. And so because she was going to begin a new journey with a new career, she decided she was going to begin the journey and display that. But when she wrote it out, she accidentally wrote be in the journey instead of begin the journey. Ooh. So when she finished and looked at it, she was like, shit. And she was pissed at herself, because she wrote the wrong thing. And then she actually let it sink in. And that's a way better message. We don't have to begin.
Yeah.
We have to be in. We have to be in the journey. We have to feel it all and go through the things and enjoy the life that we're given. And, even the tough times, still be there and be in it and work through it. And so that's where I'd like to say that was my quote for this week.
Awesome. Last thing, because I was thinking of this earlier and I want to make sure I said it to you. We have to plan a trip where you come in December sometime for a weekend or a long weekend, or come work here for a week or whatever you want to do. Because don't forget, I'll decorate the whole house, and then we can watch Christmas movies. It's going to be so fun.
Oh, I'm in. And wear Christmas pajamas and do a photo shoot.
And we can do face masks and do all the fun stuff.
We can make cookies too, because we haven't done that in forever.
Yeah.
Mom would awesome.
Love that. I think Mom would love that.
All right, I'll talk to Jeff because I know he booked our. I don't know what weekend it is, but we always do that staycation and go downtown for a night in December as our Christmas experience for him and I. I'll figure that weekend out, and then we'll.
And let me know.
I know we booked it.
Let me know what ones work for you, because I have some work travel. I have to go out. I think we'll go to probably Nellis, maybe Cardi MC, definitely Walter Reed. But we'll go to some of the places and do like holiday dinners or holiday breakfasts or whatever with all the doctors. So
Okay.
I'll have
Yeah.
some work travel during December, but I don't think it's going to be as much because we're doing some of it in November. So
Okay.
but even if
Awesome.
I'm gone for a night, it won't be that big of a deal because mom's still here, Liv's still here, Bentley's still here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. You know what I realized? I didn't put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Well, thank God.
I
Maybe
know.
you should.
Thank God.
So,
I didn't get disturbed.
right.
All right, awesome. So Jayne, love you a long time. I hope you
Love
have
you.
the best week. I'm sure we'll connect. Well, we'll talk Tuesday because
Okay.
we'll have our thing.
Yeah.
All right, have an awesome day. Love you.
All right, you too. Love you too.
Oh, I'm going to talk to you tomorrow because it's your birthday.
Ah,
Uh-huh. All right, love you.
love you too.
Bye.
Bye.